Well, good morning. It's 5:30 in the morning, getting ready for work. Well, Mr. Vladimir Putin, I see that you're making military exercises in the Arctic. You're making idle threats towards the United States if we do things that we need to do to protect the security of our country and of our allies. You made a threat if we move troops towards Ukraine, which you guys have moved troops towards Ukraine. What do you got? 30,000 troops over by the Ukrainian border? That's all you do is you pick on tiny little countries. Ukraine's a tiny little country outside of Russia. You're picking on a tiny little country. What do you think you guys are proving? That you're a superpower? You're not a superpower, dude. You need to back off. You need to stop with the idle threats. You need to stop with your military movement. You need to stop everything like that. Can we all live in peace? And I don't understand where you get off signing some paper that puts you in control of Russia for the next 2 years. I think there has to be votes for that, buddy. I don't know where you get the authority to do that. Not only that, you run your country like it's a jail. People can't do anything in Russia without getting in trouble. It's not a jail. The world is free. The world is not to be dominated by other countries. And this bullcrap that you're pulling of moving troops to the Ukrainian border, why don't you leave people alone? Why don't you stop bothering people? Why don't you stop thinking that you're some big Billy badass? Because you're not a Billy badass. And then you make idle threats. If we move our Pacific fleets into South China Sea, you side with the North Koreans? Come on, dude. You're not a superpower. You don't realize what kind of landmine you're stepping on. You wouldn't even know what a landmine is unless you stepped on it, bounced up, and bit you in the ass. So if I were you, I would slow down and I would stop pushing these buttons with the United States and our allies. Because you're going to bite off a lot more than you can chew, buddy. Why don't you reconcile, and why don't you agree with NATO terms and stuff like that instead of trying to run every country off the map and trying to run over every country, especially moving troops into the Arctic and making army bases and military bases and air force bases in the Arctic. And now you got this new torpedo you're testing in the Arctic. Come on, dude. You're not slick. You're being watched. You're just not that slick, pal. You need to back off because you're going to bite off more than you can chew. Keep it up, you're going to be flying a fucking cargo shit full of rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong. You can count on it.